What is going on, guys? Chris and Liam here, back for another video. So today we're going to be talking about Red and ultimately them ceasing their operations. To give you some backstory, Red was purchased by Orbit Esports early 2017, and Liam is very interested in the ice cream over there. And they were purchased by Orbit Esports. Red, in the past, had been mainly an entertainment organization. They had done a lot of sniping videos. They had created basically a very big influencer group of entertainers. And Orbit was supposed to come in and take over and provide them with the ability to get into esports. That was the plan. So shortly after that, it was like Formula and all the previous owners and CEOs, whatever you want to call them, I don't know what their official titles were, ended up leaving. So the Red team, which is now controlled by Orbit, released a statement way back when. I remember when this happened last year. And it said, this is an actual quote by them. When sponsor revenue started to flow in, the relationship between specific creators and the company as a whole began to rot. Some of these creators seemed to have a sense of entitlement to the revenue coming into the company, stating that they were the ones who built it, and they are the only reason that it stands. Though, through the coming months, support from them started to disappear, meetings began to be missed, messages ignored, and communications became essentially non-existent. Relationships with multiple sponsors were damaged due to the actions and non-compliance of all 5 content creators. And then they pretty much go on to trash the previous owners of Red, Formula, Raves, all these other people, Random, I don't know who else. They all, was Random in it? Yeah, well, either way, big falling out. Orbit basically takes over in a big portion of what used to be Red leaves. So now we bring it to today when everyone is saying rip Red. So I try and see what's going on. And you just look at over the past 8 days, there's been CSGO teams leave. There's been Rocket League teams who are apparently throwing matches. CSGO player Disco Dopelands, hopefully I said that right, departure from the organization because of a breach of contract. He says, as of yesterday, I was officially terminated my contract with Red Reserve after a breach from their side. I will be looking for a new team during February, March while I work to improve both in and outside the game. Also in yesterday's news, Red Reserve announced the departure of their Rocket League team, who were released from their contracts. And everybody, I'm talking snipers, everybody, is now leaving today. So, and then I'm just trying to go based off statements, but then if you listen to what everyone's saying, basically everybody is saying they ran out of funding. So pretty much they do not have any money anymore to pay for the teams. They ran out of money to pay their teams. And it's just a shame to see them. All right, the baby's got to go. You're up. Sorry. So either way, so it's a shame to see. I've been talking with some of the people I've worked with in our team here just about this over the past few days when we've just been talking about what makes a successful org and whatnot. And it might not seem like my opinion matters all that much considering I've never been in a large organization, but I have been in a leadership role pretty much my entire life in terms of my working experience, in terms of my leadership experience. And every single time, and I'm not going to point at Red specifically because I don't know the fine details of what happened behind closed doors, so it wouldn't be fair to say what happened or what I think happened, but a lot of these organizations fail, and that doesn't always mean they close, but a lot of times they fail because of a lack of leadership, a lack of experience. A lot of these people are big influencers, and they kind of just get dropped these teams in their laps. And esports keeps becoming bigger and bigger. They now have college teams. You can now get college scholarships to play video games. People are making millions and millions and millions of dollars, and sometimes some of these companies are becoming multi-million-dollar companies being ran by 18 to 26-year-old kids who have had zero experience ever running anything, right? They just get a large following, and then this type of stuff happens. You see it happen almost every year with some team. They didn't pay their players. They didn't follow their sponsorship requirements. They breached their contracts. They get into legal trouble. They end up owing money, and then they just bail. They disappear, and this is what happens. Even with the slightest bit of leadership, with the slightest bit of like business development, understanding profit and loss, understanding budgeting. I'm not saying everybody in this field doesn't understand it. There are some teams who do very well, and those are the teams that are still here, and those are the teams that are thriving and making a lot of money and making their team a lot of money. What it sucks most for is this lack of leadership, is it ruins it for the people who have grinded for years to be able to get in a team like Red, to be able to get into a team like insert any of the other ones that have failed because of the people at the top not really knowing what they're doing. There's been, I can't even imagine these people who have grinded for literally years and put in countless hours of work to get into what was their favorite team, just to have it fail, and now they're just teamless or orgless. I have no doubt they will have no trouble finding a team, but it doesn't change the fact that they finally got into the team they wanted, and it shut down, right? So I wish best of luck. I know a lot of the guys. I was on Myth with, I think, at least 4 or 5 of the guys that are on Red now. So wish them best of luck. But yeah, it's just frustrating. Something I wanted to talk about is continually seeing all of these organizations just fail for literally no reason. All they have to do is just, follow sponsorship requirements. Don't spend more than they're earning. I mean, sometimes you have to spend more than you earn, but I mean, overall, that should be like maybe a monthly or a yearly thing where you invest to hopefully earn back later and get return on investment. But there has to be a plan to get the return on your investment, or you're just spending money. And then they spend money they don't have. They don't follow up on contracts. It's just all of these things that seem very simple that could lead to your team being successful, lead to you making a lot of money, just gets thrown away. So it's just really frustrating. I just want to talk about it real quick. If you guys have any opinions on what happened with Red, go ahead and leave it down in the comments down below. If you see any teams doing it right and you want to give them a shout out, feel free. That was just my quick thoughts on it. If you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, leave a like. And yeah, I'll see you guys next video. Okay, bye.